Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I'm just messing around. Back again, your boy Empanetta for round 6 of Haney Loma. Who knows? Maybe I'll film study and score. Maybe I'll just film study. I think I'll probably just film study. Doing that ads are back again. But let's see if you guess what I'm laughing at in that take before. I'll come back and I'll show it to you. This guy, but not that, but like what he's doing before that. Look at his face. Look at the way he shake his head like, oh my god, I don't even know who won that round, dude. Yo, what up? He's excited. You gotta love it. But I kind of agree with the man though. Like, goddamn, that last round was definitely close. Although, except not really, because like I said, I did give the last round to Devin. All the judges gave that round to Devin too, because the monster body shot he landed at the front of the round. But that still, despite that, as a razor close round of who you give it to more, and to some extent, also I think whether or not you value headshots more intrinsically because they're to a more vulnerable area than to someone's body, right? Like, does a monster body shot equal, one clean punch to the head because the head's like, more dangerous of an area to get hit in, depends on how you value those sort of things a little. But like I said, even with all of that, even if you do weight head punches a little more, I still think Devin edges that last round. Like, you can't take that away from him. Gotta love Bill. give him a little Bill water too. I love his like poofy orange hair that he has also. So there we go. Back for round 6. Trying to think like where are we in terms of tactical overview. Seeing Devin, right, like back up. This little like throw counters off the back foot. This little rock paper scissors game that they have. Loma now in the last round, especially taking a lot more, I think, like lead foot dominance, and taking advantage of getting outside before Devin could get outside, because Devin was getting outside first and getting lead foot dominance to attack him. So now Loma's getting more lead foot dominance, but was starting to take away a lot of Devin's different like defensive punches and options here. This is something we saw a lot before when Devin gets on the line with Loma, or Loma gets on the line with him. Interestingly, this time Loma purposely, I think, trying to stay inside of Devin, so that before what would happen is when Devin was inside of him and then he moved inside, Devin would jab up the middle when their feet came in line. But now you can see he's still trying to time that, or is aware of it, and is now not just trying to avoid it, but trying to counter Devin off that timing too. Something else also that we talked about, right? Like his slips outside, that Devin has countered him a little bit based on that. And again, with these like long looping spearing shots, but this time, Loma very aware, gets away from it. That shot definitely doesn't really score because it hits his arm. Like, it counts, but it's not really like a very major significant punch because of that. That hook looks like it lands though. Again, that's one of the first times this fight too, Devin's thrown hook to the body. Lead left hook to the body like that. It's one of the first only times he's actually like done that this fight. I kind of want to go back and see how he set that up. Probably just by getting ring control, right? Again, right? Doing what I told you he should do. Take these long spearing punches at Loma, push him all the way off the line, and get him way, way back. And now he's forced him, right, to get caught against the ropes like this, and then kind of gets him to catches him when he's moving away. Again, right? Don't take it away from Devin. Devin's got fast feet too, right? As Loma sees Loma slipping outside and starting to get past him, and again, quick turns with his back foot right away, knowing that Loma's going to try to do that, and counters that left hook to the body as Loma's trying to get outside. So that definitely looks like, I'll rewind. Like, definitely looks like it scores, right? Because it looks like it goes between. We should probably count it at least as like 3/4 of a punch, maybe. But I don't think I'm going to score this round because it's kind of tedious. Or I feel like it's kind of tedious to score. I'll probably come back and say that for a later study. That looks like it probably lands though, right hand to the body. Again, right? Taking advantage of these nice long pushing movements to push Loma off the line. Loma trying to attack from a little bit too far away now. Be interested to see what he does here, though, to try to take these. So now I'm trying to think out, like, look back and see what's Devin Haney doing that's leading up to this, and how does Loma take this away, right? Like, thinking about it. Again, right? Every time he does these big slips outside, Devin's starting to punish that. Because he's letting all his weight get stuck on that foot. And here you see him start to, again, right, realize that he's doing this and Devin's coming forward. This time trying to take the inside angle. Right, can see him aggressively trying to step inside, get ready first. Even though Devin's there first, that's why Devin's able to avoid this shot. He still almost gets caught by it. Here, right, like, because he was slipping outside and Devin was attacking him off of that, I think here he was kind of hoping that, right, he slips outside, Devin comes forward. He's hoping, oh, if I slip outside again, Devin's going to move forward and come right into this shot, right? That's what I think he's kind of hoping there. But just doesn't quite get. Again, you know, Devin making the mistake, mentally lapsing, letting Loma get a little bit too close. Again, making the mistake of not pressuring Loma enough here. Loma doing a really good job getting outside first. That kind of hits, but it's really like a pitter-pat shot. It's not like a real shot. I'll be interested to see, we talked about too, right? Like, Devin was holding Loma a lot. I'll be interested to see what his adjustment to that is, because he's had some success with countering people just trying to push him before, like I talked about in the Teofimo film study. Yeah, that right there. That definitely is that punch landing. On the chin, too, looks like. So I can immediately tell he's like starting to press, then backing up, right, in case that left hook or right hook comes. And then again, like repositioning to attack with the left hand. So, oh, God, I could just watch this dude's feet forever. Like, fuck me. This dude's feet are fucking insane. Watch his feet. And it's just an exchange. I'm just going to let it play. I'm going to shut up. Oh, did you see it, right? Watch how much his feet move. So there's this little, I have to even just like pause rapidly to just like figure out what the fuck just happened. I love stuff like, I love watching stuff like this. I watch it forever. Like these little, you know, just watching these, picking apart these little details of these motions that just like mystify you when you first see them. You're like, what the fuck just happened? That was beautiful, but I have to understand what just happened. So first little small step here, shuffle step outside, bounces back, takes again a little double step, and then a third step outside, right? So there's almost like 5 steps here, I think, or I'm going to try to look back at them again and count them. 1, bounce, 1, 2, and then like 3. So basically there's like a small penetration step, then he comes back, doubles again, and then goes around, right? That same motion then he does again, because he realized it just worked on Devin, right? Here, or like a similar kind of timing almost. Or actually, no, maybe not. I think he actually, sorry, this is going to take a little minute. I'm probably going to have to actually slow down the speed of this to just see what the fuck happened. Because I think he's attacking on a faster timing the second time he does this, partly because he has the positional advantage, but also just because, this. So he does, let's see, a fake set, and then a double step, feint. So he does like a single feint, a single step, feints on the second motion, backs up, and then throws because he gets Devin to come forward, right? Which is what he wants, right? Again, baiting that like lunging shot and then countering it there. 1, 2, or sorry, actually, I thought that there was like a double step there. And there is, because one of them is the reset, actually. So the first front foot step, that one is him resetting. That one's the actual step with the jab, and then that's when he goes around. Right? So it's like a reset, single, pass. Right? Reset, single, and then instead of passing, actually goes in, just literally fucking goes in on Devin Haney and goes right after him. Right? Set 1 with the front foot, boom. That one scores. Those don't. You can see Loma starting to get pissed off that Devin's fucking holding him so much. You and me both, Loma. We're both getting mad. Trying to literally like fucking throw Devin off of him. Now that Devin's trying to hold him, right? Devin trying to hold over his arm, hold onto his arm here. Loma trying to use underhooks to pull Devin over him and throw him off of him. Devin trying to hit on the break. Talked about that too, right? Devin holding and hitting a little bit last round, on some of the previous rounds as well, which is, shall we say, a little bit dirty, illegal. And punches, I'm pretty sure that because of that, punches that you throw while you're holding your opponent are not supposed to be scored because they're not legal punches, because you're not allowed to do that. But, ooh. Now this is interesting here because, again, right, Loma not letting Devin take confidence away from his weapons. Right, earlier in the round when he tried to slip and go outside, Devin threw that left hook to the body to counter him. And so I think here maybe recognizing, right, doing a much different tack this time of attacking the center line, right? And oh god, this is crazy. So here's actually, there's something else here that I just noticed too. Here's I think where he tries to, no, not tries to get outside actually, but it's the other thing too that bothers me, right? Like, even despite, right, which is why you can tell like judges cannot score only based on clean, effective punching and not ring generalship. Devin Haney actually is exerting more control over the fight now because he's pushing Loma back, ring generalship, right? Effective aggression, right? Whereas Loma was like steering his ass around the ring the entire time. So I don't know, right? Like, that's one of the other things of what you said. Like, you could still, even with all that, though, like I said, even if you want to give Loma maybe, like, one clean punch's worth of scoring for, you know, ring generalship, that I still think you can't necessarily take that round away from Devin for that monster of a body shot. But the thing that he does here that I wanted to talk about is that he does this fake, comes back to middle, resets, then passes, and then he does this little, comes in, fakes, and comes back to middle. And before, what he did was he passed, but this time he doesn't set and wait at all. He just sets here, and I bet Devin thinks he's going to pass him, which is on the outside, which is why he steps back this way, and he steps right into this left hand, right? So he gets around him once, and then fakes like he's going to go around him this time when he comes back to middle, and then like fakes like he's going to go around him again, comes back to middle, and then just blasts him when he catches Devin catching up to him, right? Because he finally gets a little bit of an advantage on Devin by getting around him there, which is a fascinating bit of work by Loma there. Apologies for the brief pause. I'm resetting my timer on my watch for a second for something. Because I don't want it going off in 5 minutes in the middle of this film study. Again, right, you can see Loma very, very pissed off by the hold. And now I want to look at how this left hand from Loma in a minute scores based on how he's maneuvering. How he's maneuvering in the encounter before, like how he's maneuvering in this encounter. All right, so he's been trying to go or feint like he's going to go outside Devin, play off that outside angle, right? And this is kind of like what I said Loma should do, or like my thought is that Loma should be doing this. He should be mixing in the center line attacks, attacking on the inside line more earlier on. And now, moving back, moving to the left, moving, trying to get Devin to move with him. Then all of a sudden stops circling and starts coming back inside, right? Again, right, slips left, Devin comes forward. Again, you can see Devin here. You can see this little forearm tell that I think Loma has also clocked. This right here. That this looks like he's actually just trying to protect, like jab to the body or a high jab, but it's really not. It's really him getting ready to pull this arm out and shield and then like stuff your approach and then hit you with that body shot. And that's why Loma reads that and just backs off. Here, again, sort of reads it, that's what Devin's going for, and just backs off, right? And then here, staying ever alert, right? Interestingly here enough, I think Devin, fuck, I can't see it because the stupid fucking triple header ad in the middle. He's trying to catch Loma, I think, either when they step in line with each other or when Loma crosses the line, I guess you could say, right? Because he's trying to move this way, goes in front of Devin's front, crosses Devin's front foot, basically. Devin tries to throw this jab at him, and Loma's very much aware of that and ready for it, which is why his left hand right there scores for free. Definitely, like, scores on the body. And here you can tell, like, watch how Loma sets his left foot, even though this fucking stupid thing's in the way. When he moves here and slips, he's repositioning also his left foot in his stance. And then when he moves this way, right, see how his shoulders are pointed this way, telling you kind of where he's going to go in advance. So he slips, throws this left hand, and then again uses his right hand here to get behind Devin. I don't know, the craziest part about this, I didn't even see his fucking right foot move when he does this too. His fader that fucking fast. And then immediately gets his foot up and around Devin and passes him. Right? So very aware, but also preparing in advance. Very aware of this timing, but also preparing his stance in advance for this little escape. Again, to the outside. Again, right? Going in, then out. Is something that he's starting to do now, which is like a little bit of a wrinkle that he wasn't doing as much before. Right? Like getting inside and then passing outside. Very interesting. Unfortunately, here can't really tell if this scores, but I'm not really here to score right now. Maybe, who knows? Again, right, Loma wisely kind of reading the pressure, staying away from the pressure. Again, these shots don't really score. This body shot by Devin here, the right hook, I don't think scores, and you can kind of see that it doesn't because it like bounces up off Loma's arm right here. And that left hook doesn't score because it hits his arm. Loma not correctly reading, making the read. Right, again, Devin trying to use that forearm block to stuff him, right? And then punch around it, not cheating this time and holding him in place with his hand, which is why that shot doesn't land. But Loma not correctly setting up, trying to pass here, gets punished hard with that right hand over the top. That definitely scores. But those shots from Loma also score, so. Or at least one of them does. The jab up front scores, I think, for sure. Like, right, he gets hit there, then bam, that jab definitely hits. But Devin kind of takes a little bit of steam out of it and then kind of gets hit by the uppercut. So I don't know. I kind of feel like those three shots kind of even out that one punch from Devin. That definitely does. Oh, Jesus. So again, this is kind of another interesting little wrinkle that started to happen here too. Like, again, every mental lapse his opponent makes, taking advantage of it. Devin lands a shot. You can tell right there he blinks, stands up nice and tall, relaxes. Oh, I just hit him big. He's not going to come back. Loma's like, I beg to differ, good sir. And then Devin's like, oh shit, I better wake up. And Loma's like, you're damn fucking right, you better wake up, boy. I'm about to give you an ass whooping of your life. And even here, right, Devin's still not mentally aware, not pushing Loma back. And Loma's in range and just blasts him with a shot. Ironically, interestingly enough here, right, Loma setting first, dropping down, getting under a potential jab, left hook, whatever. But also is ready to catch Devin coming forward, like Devin's been doing, right? With this little movement here. Although, in that case right there, he's slipping down and back, but he's slipping down and then coming forward too, right? Then slip down, coming forward. So what Loma did in the exchange ahead of this, when he slipped down to the inside, is give himself the opportunity to, by being on the inside, right? What he's realizing is if I'm already on the outside, Devin's going to pin my weight here and punch me. So if I'm on the inside, what I can do is throw this straight left to Devin's head and then move my body outside and go past him so that he can't pin me here and then hit me with this shot by taking away my movement, right? By not slipping to the outside too soon, I give myself the opportunity to move outside to either roll with the shot or take some of the steam off of it or just get past him entirely. And that's why I think you see him make this decision, not here, but in the next exchange right here, to slip down inside this way. Because now if Devin tries to get down, right, this is why we talked about before, like coming down when your opponent is already down here is a mistake, because if you try to do it, they can hit you. If you're both in range of each other, that's the caveat. So the idea being, if Devin tries to come down, dip down, or even if he dips down and back here, Loma is already set and can just jump all over him and hit him with something, right? At least that's what I think Loma's thinking here. And then he does do exactly that before Devin even has the chance to slip. Hard to tell if any of those or which of them land there. That definitely doesn't count. That one's behind the head. I'm surprised the referee doesn't actually say anything about that. Right, again, Devin doing a good job attacking the center line with his jab. Again, can't even fall asleep for a second. Now, this is an interesting little, because both guys are kind of like exchanging and landing a bit. I think maybe go back to, hard to tell if that jab from Loma lands. I kind of want to see if it does, though. Let's see. Yeah, kind of does. The left hand doesn't really land, though. Looks like Devin gets away from it. Just barely. But because of this, right, now both guys going back to heavy feinting again, right? This little motion here where Devin leans over his front foot is him starting to set up his jab, or trying to, which is what he's doing right there. So again, when he does that, right, kind of alternating between his look of rock forward on the front foot, lean back on the back foot to get ready for like body uppercut, right? Which is pretty formulaic, so I'll be surprised if Loma doesn't come up with a counter for this. Because it's, right, he's kind of giving himself away here. When I'm like this, I'm going to jab. When I'm like this, I'm not going to jab, right? So again, it's sort of very easy. Loma, I think, again, trying to maybe see if he can bait something out from Devin here, feinting, doing something like this, like when he's clearly very out of range, but also I think trying to, again, just like get him used to seeing this motion so he doesn't react to it. That, I think, there is him slipping deep outside. But again, Devin kind of getting like lulled into complacency about the feint, so he's not attacking. Be interested to see if he steps right on Loma's foot. That's not what I was thinking, but I was trying to see how he sets up this jab that he scores in a second. I think he kind of just actually kind of gets Loma almost like on his own time, or matches Loma's timing, and then just catches him flush with that jab, which is a very good jab, by the way, by Devin. Trying to grab my charger right now so my computer doesn't die on us. Oh yeah. There we go. And then just stepping really deep into Loma to break, like again, right, taking lead foot dominance to get outside of him. And then just shoving him away. Loma doing a good job using his feet. Sorry about that. Doing a good job using his feet to get outside. Fake disengage, re-engage. God, I love this. I've actually used stuff like this to mess with people in sparring before. This exact motion right here. This little shuffle up, shuffle back, up, bang. And then you like catch people when they don't realize you're coming back into range. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bang. Oh, God, I could just watch that forever and ever. It's so fucking, like, beautifully fluid. Right? Gets in range and gets his weight coming forward. Devin does not see that coming at all. And it's interesting, too, right? Like we talked about before, Loma's counter, when Devin starts to get lead foot dominance on him, is just take lead foot dominance first, which he does. Gets it right there. Again, the fucking master of footwork, doing all this fucking crazy shit with his feet just to get in a position to do that. Crazy. And again, right now, God, another different look from Loma, like bouncing forward and in and out now. Again, just really turning up the speed on his footwork motions too. And again, also like taking turns to make sure he's not not too easily predictable, right? Realizing that Devin hasn't been controlling him on this slip here, so now using it to hide, in this case, actually, to plant his back foot and then move his front foot forward and then land this left hand again, right? Again, like something that Lomas had a lot of success with is that lead left hand by leading with the straight left hand. Hard to tell if that actually scores there or if Loma kind of just blocks it. That's him slipping to avoid it. Avoid a potential jab. Interestingly here, I love this, right? Like you talk about invisible zones of control, right? Right here, Devin feinting, about to throw the jab, so Loma slips outside. Loma feints, no reaction from Haney, which is why he goes to feint again and does get a reaction from Haney. So he checks. He's expecting that lead left hand to come up in that like shovel motion, so he's trying to check it and think about possibly slipping outside. Devin's moving back, thinking Loma's going to try to pass him though, like he just did, right? And the reason that he's doing this, stepping back on this angle, this way, right, this like diagonal angle here, is to set up right uppercut to the body. You can tell, even almost based on the way his like weight's distributed, that he's got some weight on his right foot and he's got his right hand set up like this, that he's thinking throwing something off the back foot with his right hand, right? But speaking of like invisible zones of control, right? Avoiding the jab from Devin, slipping down, Devin avoiding the jab or the straight left hand because Loma set his weight hard like that a couple of times now. So now Loma is like feinting with that and then going to slip right to see if maybe can I feint this deep set like this and then slip outside on you, right? And then testing what his reaction is going to be. And again, Devin kind of gives it away here, or kind of has to, because he's has to respect that since Loma's gone outside of him so many times now. Devin giving away the tell of, I'm going to back up, move to my right, and float up my right hand for something. Right, that's kind of the tell there. Again, these shots from Devin, these jabs, not really getting through that much. Kind of, but not really. Because they're really just getting pretty much completely blocked by Loma. That hook misses, definitely. And then, right, the third zone of control that I talked about, the other reason that Loma slips to the right here, I think, is because Devin goes down like this, which to him is how Devin has set every single time to bring his like arm up and forward, right? You can even see his arm is almost ready to do it. Come up to shield and then throw right hand or something to the body, which is why Loma's like trying to slip and get ready for that. The weird thing here though is that it almost looks like he slips and then almost like goes to follow Devin, but tries not to step too far forward, I think. Because he doesn't want doesn't want to get too close to Devin and walk himself into Devin's right hook like that, actually. Again, good work from Devin, right? Using his long reach to push Loma back and away. Loma trying not to get too far away, though. But again, with these like big leaping shots, Loma kind of almost hurting himself here, backing up too far, and then lets himself be on the end of Devin's range. And Devin does a good job actually just kind of controlling with body positional feints, which I want to talk about a bit here, right? Here, I think he's actually feinting the jab that he just scored with. So right here, right, gets to his front foot, throws up jab. Starts to get to his front foot, throws lead hook. Starts to get to his front foot, feints, gets to his front foot. Loma actually doesn't react, which is kind of interesting. And almost like that's how Devin knows he should leap in and check Loma's hands and then throw that hook. Now, I do think despite that shot right there, Loma's still probably winning the round. But then again, I'm not really thinking that hard right now about scoring. Devin right now trying to experiment with throwing like the elite uppercut. See the difference between holding and hitting and holding, letting go, and then hitting? That's the difference right there. The second is legal. The first is not. So he's holding Devin's head down and then letting him push against his head. This is like a common tactic in wrestling. Like you give your opponent a force to push on, and then you get them pushing back against you, and then take your own force away, and then let them pass, and then like attack or take advantage of the fact that their momentum is now going in a certain direction then to attack them somehow. So he pushes down on Devin's head. Devin gets used to pushing up. Devin pushes his head back up, and then he walks him right into that uppercut right after he takes his hand away. Again, that's a little short little uppercut, jab on the inside. That left hand looks like it definitely scores, goes right through Devin's face. I can't really tell if that right hook to the body from Devin scores, though. And here I think he's telling Devin, stop fucking hitting him behind the head, because that's like the 6th time you've done that. That's definitely behind the head, yeah. He's like, oh, I didn't mean to. He's like, no. You're hitting him on the back of the head. Stop. Thanks, ref. Oof, that definitely lands. Holy shit, look at Loma's face. Bonk. Oh, God. Here, interestingly, uses the left hook feint to back Loma up, right? Again, doing what he's supposed to do. Left hook feint to back him up, takes lead foot dominance, blasts him with a jab. Again, I'm as frustrated as Loma is right here too. It's fucking holding, God. Again, just trying to walk Devin into this corner here. Taking that quick footwork step to get Loma to back up. Or sorry, to get Devin to back up. And then starting to, I think, do what he was going to do earlier that he's had some success with. Cut to the inside, then cut outside. And again, just taking space with his feet to just force Devin back. Devin does a good job rolling, I think, both these shots here. So the first one doesn't really score at all. Right, lands on the outside of his guard, blocks the second one. Third one might maybe land a little. This shot by Devin at the end there doesn't score. Hits Loma's arm. Hits below the belt, even if it does get to Loma. Again, right, doing what Teofimo's, borrowing Teofimo's blueprint. Punch in bunches, attack while he's backing up. That doesn't score because it's below the belt, but still, right, pushes him back, gives you control of the ring. Again, Loma not being deterred, right? Realizing his earlier mistake just a couple seconds ago, backing off too much, giving Devin too much control. The Manny Pacquiao, the split entry, left hook, slip outside, straight left hand, right? Boom. Again, you can see Loma doing this, sort of playing with the length of his stance and constantly changing it now. Now that he's, again, like, this is the mistake and the reason why you don't want to let Loma get in range of you, because he can't do these feints if he's not close to you. If he's not constantly able to threaten being in range, he can't constantly change the length of his stance like that to feint at you. Because if he's outside of range, it doesn't matter. He can't do anything, right? But when you let him get close like this, now he's experimenting by constantly changing the length of his stance. Like you see, he starts to do it there, and Devin attacks him. And now here, right, forward, in, out, or like, God, it's so, jeez, so ridiculous. Right, forward, in, out, in, down, doesn't back up, and like baits Devin to come forward off of that, and attacks, and almost scores, actually. So almost setting up the shot. Setting up his shot really well, but not quite getting it to land. So again, I'm not going to go back, I think, and score that, because I think that's decent enough. It's like 34 minutes for one round, right? But I do want to at least, I think, go back like 3 minutes and just kind of look at the round as a whole and see if we can kind of maybe pick apart a little bit of, like, you know, what's the story of this round? What happened in this round that was maybe a little different? Number 4, try to sum everything up. Try to sum everything up a little bit instead of just giving a play-by-play breakdown, which is still good, you know, still valid, still worthwhile. like I said, I'm not necessarily really going to score, but just try to look at the whole thing in sequence now to see, what kind of happened this round that was noteworthy. Again, also because I've done so many rounds of film study today, they all start to blur together at a certain point. You start forgetting, like, did he do this earlier? Was this a different fight? Was it this round or was this earlier? So again, you see Loma trying to get outside, right? Devin counter with the left hook. I don't really know, interestingly enough, if he does anything to take this away other than... Yeah, I think what he does to take this away or to not fall prey to this is not go into Devin so much when he passes. Right? See how he goes into Devin and checks his arm with his head, and then that's what leaves him susceptible to that? Instead, later, he just, instead of like going to his right and then going forward into him, right? Either gets control of the space with all his feinting and the shots that he lands to back Devin up so Devin's not in this space leaning forward to kind of block Loma. See how Devin comes down and forward to block him? Devin doesn't want to do that later in the round because he keeps getting caught. He keeps getting hit by Loma, so he's backing up a little more. So I think that's part of what takes that away. Because I was like, why does Devin not do that? And that's part of why, right there. Again, we see Devin, again, like attacking in combination, moving forward, taking the foot dominance, which is something that he's done quite a bit. But Loma, like, again, also kind of the adjustment. Loma getting away from the pressure, but not going too far away. And then now, really, the other story of this round, I guess, is really Loma starting to turn up the speed and the amount of feints that he does. Right, like all of this. One. And then again. And another, like, feint there, too, right? There's a lot of feinting going on in range now when he's there because Devin's not controlling him. And then Loma really starting to establish this straight left hand lead as well. Is I think definitely one of the other things that he does this round very well. Interestingly here, Devin almost punishes Loma or tries to keep Loma from getting lead foot dominance by using this rear uppercut. Because if you notice, right, this is his counter to Loma going inside. See where Loma's foot is? It's inside. And now Devin's foot's on the outside, going inside and then going outside because he has to cross Devin's foot and he can still hit him there. So I wonder if Loma maybe adjusts by going to like a pure outside pass or, right, you can see here, right, Devin's still like leaning forward, blocking him. Blocking the transition from Loma, don't let him pass you, and then punching him off that timing. Right, once he gets stuck there in that position, don't let him transition his way. Here, again, blocking his transition, don't let him transition his way and get past you, and then punching him off that timing. And I'll be interested to see, right, you see Loma making sure his foot doesn't get inside of Devin's now. And then Devin making sure to attack his center line while their feet are in line, right? And then now he makes sure to get all the way outside first and get this big momentum set up so that Devin can't counter him, right? So now he's all the way past Devin, and Devin can't counter him. Again, right? Then setting up with his feints, the ability to just load up his back foot, right? Like this, and explode and get all the way past Devin, or try to. And then Devin doesn't really have an answer for that. Devin's only response is to hold. Again, right? Watch where Loma's keeping his foot. Again, also picking up on Devin attacking his center line and is now going to pretty much block his jab for like the rest of this round. Again, not letting himself get, well, actually here, getting a little bit too far inside, which I think is why he doesn't go for the pass here, right? Like we just talked about, right? He's realizing every time he tries to cross Devin Haney's his lead foot, Devin's going to try to hit him or stuff him and then hit him, right? With his rear right hand. Also, in real speed, that shot right there, that's actually really hard to notice and to score. So I wouldn't blame the judges if they missed that, but that should have been scored. That uppercut from Loma right there, because it clearly lands. Just like that jab right there definitely lands from Devin. Again, right, you got to talk about effective aggression. So from Loma, none of those punches really land, so none of them really count. Doesn't matter if you get your opponent in the corner if you can't land anything, right? That shouldn't get scored, though, because that's below the belt. Now we see, right, Loma going from getting caught by the jab to blocking the jab. Now blocking it and getting away from it. I kind of want to look at their footwork too, their positioning here, the angles of their feet, to see if this lets him evade Devin's offense here somehow. Now, I think it's just him kind of like playing with range also here. Lets him mostly kind of avoid that shot. The other thing too, I didn't realize that's kind of cool about this, is that when he's moving his feet forward and back like this, is that when he sets on this front foot, it lets him push off of it and just take a full step all the way back to dodge that right hand, which is really fucking cool. And then he just stops, realizes Devin stops coming forward, and immediately pops and switches and gets right back into position. Right. So again, he's kind of learned from Teofimo. Like, although ironically, well, maybe not really from Teofimo, but taking advantage of the fact that Devin Haney is not Teofimo and can't like continue to fucking explode and throw shots from this position like Teofimo fucking could and not be able to be punished because he can get back in position because he's so fucking athletic. That realizing Devin can't follow me past this shot where he doesn't really choose to. So now I can just, as soon as I realize that he stops coming forward, bam, I can just pop and get right back into position. That little fucking footwork. It's fucking David Blaine. Magic Man bullshit, dude. And again, right, when he's setting his right foot like this, it's to prepare for Devin coming forward. And again, like here, right, mixing up the length of his stance, continually kind of like shifting, which makes him really hard to hit, right? Because he's like in, out, constantly moving. And then again, right, this time, actually, this is him actually trying to time this split entry left hand by coming down, up, and getting Devin to punch at him. So that's right there. Devin's doing right what Loma wants. And then ironically, Devin actually does a good job of getting his foot in front of Loma's, or stepping on his foot, actually, which isn't legal, but all right. Not accidental, I guess. So we'll give him credit. Like let him slide for that one. So Loma can't get around him there. You can see it messes up his footwork. And there you go. There's the round. I'm laughing because I'm like I got sucked into other stuff, so I ended up seeing a lot of what happened. Well, but it's just so many different things too. So changing the length of his stance, definitely, I think that's part of it. Feinting heavily in front of Devin once he has established himself in front of him in range, right? Again, the reason you don't want to let Loma set up in front of you. And then learning how to pass Devin safely without getting stuffed by Devin bumping him. I think that's also part of it too. And then Devin using like the long guard a bit Which this isn't what I mean by the long guard when he uses his like forearm. I mean what he does at the very end of this round where he has like the stiff arm to try to kind of like that to control Loma as Loma goes around him. Let's see. Just doing one more run through to see is there anything else I'm missing that they're doing here? Devin's still kind of attacking the center line, but that's not really like a main theme, right? There's this stance shifting that we talked about a lot that Loma's kind of experimenting with. Now really, really using it there. Yeah, so really Loma experimenting with changing his stance length in front of Devin and using that to get close to him, because that definitely lets him score right there. That's absolutely what lets him score there. And then again in the corner on the far side. I will say I'd be really interested to see who won this round. But that actually looks like it does score there, that uppercut. Again, right? Devin trying to... Well, actually, this time, this is actually different. This isn't him, like, bumping into Loma and stuffing him. Here, it's just, like, reacting to Loma being a little bit ahead of this space where he can bump into him and not moving forward. So he's like, well, if you're not going to move forward and then fall into my trap, then I'm just going to attack, set up attacks on you, like, while you're there, right? It's kind of like one step of range before that. Again, Loma trying to set up that straight left hand also, we talked about. And then let's see if there's one. So yeah, Devin kind of attacking the center line. Loma trying to set up the straight left hand, trying to pass safely on the outside. Devin kind of adding some new wrinkles here and there. And then Loma experimenting with like the length of his stance. Looks to be like a big part of it, trying to experiment with like the length of his stance to set up the lead straight left. This is what I mean by long guard, by the way. That right there. I think that's pretty much it, right? Yeah, bam, there you go. Almost like I knew when this round ends at 23:50. So there you go, 48. Not bad. Hope you guys enjoyed.